Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today we are going to look at a best of 5 series from the North American regionals that happened today. Hopping right into it, we have Method Reborn versus Panda Global. Every series starts on the grand, and then the loser picks the next map. So as we walk through this series, keep that in mind. So we have Xaryu, Beanslayer, and Snuts on Method Reborn. And on Panda Global side, we have Rubcub, Rosita Jones, and Wallabear. Keep in mind this is also on patch 7.2.5 that these regionals are being held on, not 7.3. So we're going to see a little bit of older compositions coming into play. And right away, we are going to see Demon Hunter, Warrior Holy Paladin, and Demon Hunter, Warrior Resto Druid, which is one of the best comps from last patch. Rosita Jones gets very low right at the start, but Rubcub pops his wings, and Rosita actually holds on to his wall, and it looks like he's going to be a-okay. So the difference between the Holy Pally and the Resto Druids, the Holy Pally isn't going to be able to get swapped to as much, because he has those bops, he has the, a lot of these Holy Paladin outs, but he might run out of steam when healing, especially if he is playing with that double bop talent. He might just run behind with his heals, whereas Xaryu is going to have a little bit more longevity in that matchup. He could be susceptible to 100-0 swap if he isn't careful, though, with his bear forms. But it looks like the Demon Hunter and the Warrior are just kind of like dogpiling in the middle. They're not going for too many healer swaps yet, but that could definitely be a thing either onto Rubcub or Xaryu. But like I said, if it's on the Rubcub, it's going to take many swaps for that to actually work because of those bops. But look at that. Chaos Nova coming out onto Rosita Jones and to Wallabear. Rosita Jones actually getting very low right here. He does still have defensive cooldowns available. He has that blur available. He has that darkness available. Snuts now getting low, but he does have parry, rallying cry. So there is cooldowns here on both sides. Snuts getting very low, holding on to his defensive cooldowns though. Very disciplined to get that low. Now look at that swap onto Rubcub though. He has no melee wings. All of his team is getting very low. So he might, if these consistent swaps keep coming onto Rubcub, it could be very scary. Wallabear gets low. He does pop it, die by the sword. Rosita Jones now is taking some more pressure since Wallabear does use his defensives. Full Fear comes out on the Rubcub. Looks like the Paladin is struggling to keep up the team of Panda Global here compared to the Resto Druid, just sitting at max range, keeping those dots up. As I say that though, Bean's getting very low. Xaryu uses his artifact weapon. The full detainment comes out onto Xaryu, but Wallabear and Rosita Jones getting stunned to Rubcub as that Holy Pally having a hard time dealing with the cleave. And wow, they just do that swap to Rubcub. I'm not sure if that was in a kick or what. Let's actually rewind that real quick. He does get locked out into a stun and just goes down. So very unfortunate there. I think he still had some defensive cooldowns available, but if you die in a kick like that, those kind of kills can definitely just happen. Let's hop into game 2. So in game 2 here, we have Method Reborn versus Panda Global once again on Tiger's Peak Arena. So it looks like Panda Global is going to switch up their composition. They don't really like their odds in the mirror. I know that Rubcub also plays a Resto Druid, but he decided to just switch up their comp entirely. They didn't really like their chances with the Paladin, and they think if they're going to mirror them with the Resto Druid, they'd probably lose. So they're swapping it up to Hunter, Death Knight, Resto Shaman, which is a very interesting pick. This is just a complete wild card because you don't see Hunter, Death Knight really at all in 7.3 or in 7.2.5. This is not a comp that I've ran into myself pretty much at all in all of last patch. So this will be very interesting to see how it plays out. I'm going to fast forward here during this intro. 3, 2, 1, gates do open. So I don't know. The Hunter Death Knight, it is a marksmanship hunter, unholy DK, so they are going to have a good amount of cleave, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were kind of routing down the other team, but it seems to me like the Demon Hunter and the Warrior can, definitely burst down this Hunter quite a bit, but they decide not to. They decide to go on the Death Knight. Death Knight has a lot of defensive cooldowns, holding his Icebound Fortitude, just using AMS there in the opener. The full Wyvern, though, comes out onto Xaryu into the Asphyxiate. Nice CC chain here from Panda Global. Rubcub getting very low, though, popping just his Earthen Shield Totem to keep his team alive for now. Snuts now taking pressure, Xaryu taking pressure as well, and it looks like Panda Global's pretty much stabilized for now. The Death Knight's not quite topped off, but Death Knight has a lot of self-healing, a lot of defensive cooldowns if they need it. And Xaryu's team getting very low here. Look at Bean under half HP. Snuts getting very low as well. He does have Die by the Sword. He does have Rally, but Bean used his blur there as well, and Method Reborn is getting annihilated so far in this game. Very nice pick here with the Hunter Death Knight coming out. Rosita Jones gets stunned, not using his Icebound Fortitude quite yet. Xaryu getting sheared into the stun, into the full trap. Now Beanslayer's getting very low. Snuts is getting very low. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to pick off his team here. Xaryu goes into that stun. Bean getting very low. Does Fell Rush into the pillar, getting 1% life. Is he going to survive? Nice line of sight, but he does go down. So wow, Death Knight, Hunter, Resto Shaman, very interesting composition pick from Panda Global. It does work out for them. So let's hop into game 3 in the series. So Panda Global is going to stick with Resto Shaman Hunter Death Knight, and why wouldn't you? They did such a good job in game 2, tying this series back up 1-1. Xaryu's team decides to switch it up. They did not like that matchup at all. Demon Hunter Warrior got destroyed there, so I'm very happy they changed. So they changed to Boomkin, Shadow Priest, Resto Shaman. So this is a comp where you kind of just want to turtle, get those dots out, get that cleave out, and this was a pretty popular comp back in 7.2 and 7.1.5, but going into 7.2.5, it was still a very good competition. Keep in mind, the Boomkin nerfs weren't quite in the game yet, so Boomkins are very tanky. This is a very durable comp. This game could go into deep damping. If it does, I'll fast forward through it for you guys, but basically, the team of Method Reborn is going to want, Vampiric touches on all 3 targets. They're going to want, I think the Shadow Priest should be playing Mind Bomb. So yeah, there's the Mind Bomb coming out onto Rosita Jones. The Silence will usually be paired with the Mind Bomb. So like a Mind Bomb onto Rosita Jones, a Silence onto Rubcub, with a Full Moon maybe, or Incarnation from the Boomkin. And that is how they synergize their kills. On the other hand, Panda Global is going to be going for stuns into traps, into either Wyvern, Hex, a bunch of CC chains, while using like things like Gargoyle, Crows, True Shot onto one guy and kind of just bursting down that one target. And it looks like Rubcub's team is kind of going for more of like a pull out, push in type of gameplay. They're kind of resetting a lot instead of just like fighting in the face of Method Reborn, which I think is a very good strategy. If Panda Global gets too offensive and they kind of just push in out in the middle of the map, like Method Reborn wants, they're gonna rot down to the Shadow Priest and to the Boomkin pressure. But if they hang out towards a pillar, get their long CC chain, get defensives in and run again, and rinse and repeat that strategy over and over, I think it's gonna do them better in the long term. So I'm really liking how Panda Global's playing this. So this is the offensive cooldown True Shot from Jellybeans coming out. Let's see what they can do with it. Xaryu responds with an Earthen Shield Totem. Sam doesn't even use skin. Snut still has his dispersion available. Looks like all the defensives are completely fine here from Method Reborn. So we're going to have to see, if Panda Global is going to have the pressure. Look, Jellybean's getting very low now. That was the incarnation of Sam just over now. Windshear coming out there. Panda Global and Rubcub's team doing a good job of kind of evading these offensive cooldowns from Snuts and from Sam, but how long can they do that for? As far as mana, we have Rubcub at about 80% mana, Xaryu about 70% mana. So Panda Global is actually leading in the mana war, which is going to be relevant if this game goes super late into dampening. Now Snuts trying to get his dots out, but he keeps getting interrupted. Look at that. Kick from the Hunter, Windshear from the Shaman. If they lock down Snuts and don't allow him to spread these Vampiric touches to the enemy team, not only is he going to have no offensive pressure, but his defensives are going to hurt as well, because those Vampiric touches, heal him every target they hit. They do a little swap onto Rubcub. Doesn't really quite work out. That Mind Bomb, the Silence, I think it started with a Bash as well. So Rubcub goes like that can work for getting pressure, can work for hurting the Shaman's mana quite a bit and kind of working him down, but it doesn't look like it's going to do too much. And once again, Panda Global just kind of playing on the back foot, playing defensive, but I think they have a strategy where if they can just get this game to dampening, get 1 or 2 long CC chains onto Xaryu, and really just take out Sam or Snuts, kind of depending on who has lower defensive cooldowns at the time, they could come out with the win. But if Method Reborn kind of knows that's their strategy, kind of hangs back, plays nice and defensive themselves, wait for them to come in and really kind of just bait them into a trap, I think Method Reborn could also win in dampening. Mana definitely going to be a factor here as this game goes on as well. So if Xaryu or Rubcub could get a full drink, it's going to help tremendously going in deeper into this match. So Jellybeans, 50% life. Is there going to be any follow-up CC onto Rubcub? Doesn't look like it. So they are playing a Relentless, Orc and Relentless. So Rubcub and Xaryu both have no trinket, but they're not going to be sitting very long stuns. So that stun came out as a stun into a full clone onto Rubcub. Feign death from Jellybeans. He does have that 100 deterrence if he needs. Rosita Jones totally fine. Pops it at AMS just to help out with healing a little bit, so Rubcub can focus on topping off Jellybeans. That binding shot coming out though. Snuts and Sam both getting cleaved quite a bit. We'll see what Xaryu does to top him off. He has Earthen Shield coming up in a second here. He does have Earthen Shield now if he does need to pop it. Rosita Jones now getting a little bit low, but still plenty of defensive. This game is kind of a stalemate going back and forth. Both teams have the ability to kill each other, but it's gonna be a while. Sam keeps going for these full moons, keeps going for these casts, but Panda Global doing a great job of shutting them down. So I really want to commend Panda Global for just stopping these Vampiric touches, not overlapping their kicks, stopping. Look at that, Vampiric touch after Vampiric touch stopped. full moon after full moon stopped, these cyclones being stopped, they're really just not allowing Method Reborn to gain footing. As I say that, though, Jellybean's getting down to about 30%. He does still have that turtle available. Nice low cyclone from Samayam onto Jellybeans, keeping him nice and low so he can't get healed. Rubcub does pop his wall, and Panda Global is now feeling the pressure of that Shadow Priest Boomkin as this game's going on. So Rubcub's going to have to pull off a miracle to kind of top his team off here. He does just use his wall there, and it looks like he's holding on to Ascendance, holding on to Link, holding on to Earthen Shield, and he does top off his team. So good, thumbs up from Panda Global right now. Thumbs up to Rubcub for keeping his team alive without overusing his defensive cooldowns. Now they're kind of trying to turn the pressure back around. That Mind Bomb comes out in the Rosita. Once again, not using an Icebound Fortitude, playing it nice and slow. It looks like they have a game plan of just, slow and steady wins the race. Both teams are kind of going off of that motto, actually. And we're really just waiting for dampening to set in. So dampening does get to 3%, 4%. It's setting in right about now. So we're going to see the game shift a little bit. Both healers are also about 20% mana, 25% mana. So we're going to have to see, as the healers go more and more and as dampening gets higher and higher and higher, how that's going to affect this matchup. And I think, like I said, if that Demon Hunter, or not Demon Hunter, Death Knight Hunter can get one long CC chain, C2's not going to be able to pick him back up, and it could go south from there. But if they don't really get that CC chain and Panda Global just kind of gets rotted down, it could just be the end of the game, just like that, as Shadow Priest Boomkin likes to have it. Let's skip forward a few moments here, as this game is in quite a stalemate. So the Cyclones coming out to control the game. We have the Mind Bombs and the Silences coming out to control the game. We really just want to see, a CC chain. Now, Rubcub right there gets a very, very game-breaking drink right there. That is so crucial. Sea-Doo now, 15% mana. Rubcub got to drink to about 75% mana. So Rubcub now leading in that mana war. That is absolutely huge. Now, Jellybeans and Rosita getting very low, but Samayam getting low, and I think this mana is going to be so crucial moving forward. Sea-Doo going for a drink a little bit, but Snuts does have to life swap Samayam in return. So Sea-Doo now getting that drink. Super, super good, but they use defensive cooldowns to do that. They use Bark Skin from Samayam. They use the life swap from Snuts, and in return, Sea-Doo now has more of that blue mana bar for his team to keep them up in dampening. So now the mana is pretty close to equal again, actually leading a little bit from Method Reborn, but they don't have that life swap as dampening gets deeper, and that is a very important defensive cooldown. So we're gonna have to see if that trade is worth it. And if I'm willing to bet it probably was worth it, because Sea-Doo was pretty close to so it was almost more essential than anything. So fast forwarding a little bit more through this game, all of Panda Global sitting about 50% health. Samayam getting very low. The Spirit Link from Sea-Doo comes out. Nice Spirit Link there. I don't think any other cooldown really would have saved him. He does have that skin available now. Incarnation coming out from Samayam. Panda Global's team getting low all around, but they seem almost very comfortable at 50% life. The thing about Shadow Priest Boomkin is they have a lot of spread pressure, but they don't have much kill potential. It's hard for them to actually finish people off, right? They have the Full Moons, they have the Shadow Word Deaths, but a lot of those are very, very hard to land. And other than that, you just have a bunch of poke damage. You have the Boomkin dots, you have the Shadow Priest dots, and all of your damage is coming from dots. So you're kind of just, crippling the other team, and it's really hard to actually land that kill, and that's what we're experiencing here on this map. Panda Global is just being kind of crippled down, but they're getting very comfortable at 50% life. Now, Snuts popping that Vampiric Embrace, hoping to help his team kind of stabilize a little bit. Mana still in the favor of Method Reborn, so really good job of Sea-Doo getting that drink. I don't think they'd be in this game still if he didn't. Fast forwarding a little bit more, though, let's see who can land that next CC chain that's going to be crucial in deep dampening. More defensive cooldowns being used here from Rubcub, using that Windwalk. Snutch still has Dispersion. Samayam still has that Bark available. Sea-Doo has his Link back now. Swamp isn't quite back yet, though, so that's really the only cooldown missing from Method Reborn. And then from Panda Global defensively, we still have Deterrence. We still have the Spirit Link. No Ascendance here from either Shaman, and no Icebound Fortitude yet from Rosita, but he does have that AMS available. I think he might have Corpse Shield coming up soon as well. So the Death Knight should be okay, especially with that Icebound Fortitude. Now, True Shot being popped by Jellybean. Snuts getting very low. He does have Dispersion available if he does need it. So we'll keep an eye on that Dispersion cooldown. Jellybean's True Shot does fade now, and so does the pressure of Panda Global for now. Sea-Doo almost again, and Rubcub doing a little bit better on mana. So even though Sea-Doo got that drink, Rubcub is sustaining his mana in such a way that he's actually, winning in mana, even though the drink that Rubcub got was much sooner. Jellybean's getting low. He still does have that turtle. I still do have Spirit Link, so I wouldn't be too scared yet. Rosita Jones pops at AMS, and it does get broken almost immediately. Stun coming out on the Samayam into that scatter. Now Xaryu is completely tapped, so any damage at this point with 30% dampening and a completely Shaman is going to be absolutely crucial in this game. And Panda Global still all about 50% life. If this game goes much longer, Method Reborn's going to take it from just that pressure. But Snuts is forcing out Dispersion, about 50% life, and Xaryu has no mana to top him off. So if they can just keep down that single target pressure onto Snuts, no life swap, no Vampiric Embrace, no Dispersion, get a little bit of CC onto Xaryu, they could take him out, even though they're all hurting on health bars. If they can just take out one health bar from Method Reborn, they do win this game. Snuts does get kicked. He needs to keep spreading these VTs. It looks like he has a couple out, but Snuts getting down about 5% life. The Spirit Link from Xaryu comes out. Beautiful Link. Now, all of Method Reborn getting a little bit low, but all of Panda Global even lower. Silence comes out to Rubcub. Is he going to be able to survive? He does pop Ascendance. This is going to help his team out. Jelly Bean's getting extremely low. Is he going to survive? He does not have any defensive cooldowns. 5% life. Rubcub's completely tapped. The full, the beam comes out. Snuts so low. Samayam so low. 40% dampening in this match. Whoever gets his next kill is going to take it. Rubcub, 10% life. How's he doing? Snuts, 1% life. How is he surviving? So Snuts goes down. The game isn't quite over yet, though. The whole team of Panda Global still low. If Samayam can get a kill, he doesn't have Incarn for another like 20 seconds. If he lived till the next Incarn, they would have all been dead. I wouldn't count Panda Global as winners quite yet, though. Let's see in the final moments of this game if they can wrap it up with the kill on Samayam. Samayam gets down. He does go bear form, and I think that's probably about it. Especially because Xaryu still is out of mana. Rubcub has that link available. Samayam goes down. That was the craziest game. Wow. 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 Wow is all I have to say about that last game. I cannot believe the ending of that. Like, I really thought Method Reborn was going to take that when they were all about 5% life, but they, Rubcub somehow, some way keeps his team topped for on fumes too. That was incredible play by Rubcub there. Now Panda Global is leading us 2-1, and remember, this is a best of 5 series, so if Panda Global take this next game, that's it for Method Reborn here in day 1 of North American Regionals. There is 4 days though, so there is still lower brackets, so don't count them out quite yet. But let's see how this game goes on Sewers. So Method Reborn switches to Discipline. Arcane Mage. Wow, Arcane Mage. I was expecting Frost Mage for Surso. Arcane Mage, Assassin Rogue, and a Discipline Priest. This is not a matchup I've seen very often at all, or ever. DK Hunter against an Arcane Mage and Assassin Rogue. This is blowing my mind right now. So the Arcane Mage and the Assassin Rogue are going to be able to do a lot of sustained damage and a lot of burst damage with Arcane Power, with Vendetta. As you see right now, Samayam pops Arcane Power, Snuts pops his Vendetta. Look at Rubcub's having to link and his whole team's getting destroyed. So this is the time of Method Reborn to shine. But wings come out from Xaryu. The pain suppression comes out from Xaryu. Panda Global is getting some counter pressure. That True Shot's coming out. Gargoyles coming out from Rosita Jones. Tons of counter pressure here on to the Mage. Looks like their Mage is going to be the target of choice, which I don't blame them at all. Hunters do destroy Mages. So Samayam, guys, is going to be a very squishy target as a Mage, but he's going to be a very evasive target as well, with 2 blinks and then a reverse blink putting him back and then another blink, right? So he's going to be a very evasive target, but he's going to be a very squishy target. He does pop into his Ice Block, guys, and remember, Mages only have 1 Ice Block, so that's it. No Pain Suppression, no Ice Block. Xaryu has no Trinket. Next CC chain could be the end for Method Reborn, but Panda Global, Rosita Jones getting very low, 20%. They do have Spirit Link available. Rosita Jones decides to use Icebound Fortitude instead. Rubcub getting to 20% life. Samayam getting to about 10% life. This is very close both ways here, guys. Is Rubcub going to use that link? If he does, there's not much is going to happen because the entire team of Panda Global is getting low. But once again, they seem very comfortable with this amount of HP, judging from last game. Kidney Shot comes out onto Rosita Jones. He doesn't have Icebound Fortitude. He doesn't have that Trinket, but he is Orc Relentless, so it's not going to last very long at all. Samayam just spamming those Arcane Explosions, hanging on for dear life. 1% life. Is that going to... Oh my gosh, that is going to be it. Samayam goes down. Panda Global take the series 3-1. Wow. That is a shocker, guys. I cannot believe Panda Global took him out, playing this really weird, unorthodox Hunter Death Knight comp. Definitely good changes in composition from Panda Global. I know it can be hard to switch to something you're not completely used to, but, thumbs up to Panda Global. Hats off to them, and GG's in that series. Guys, if you like these games where I kind of walk you through the North American regionals or any just pro WoW scene gameplay, make sure to thumbs it up. I'll do more of it in the future. Thumbs it down if you didn't like it so I will know not to do it in the future. And talk to me in the comments about what you guys thought of this series and what series you guys want me to commentate next. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!